I wanted to talk about an issue that is affecting my hometown of Auburn, Alabama, and seemingly many places around our fine country. So I'm part of the What's Happening in Opelika and Auburn Facebook group.
Here we go.
And
I'm sure it's terrible.
It is hilarious. This
is always fun.
So one of the big things that's been going on at the What's Happening in Opelika and Auburn Facebook group is there's a big controversy brewing at the local kind of outdoor, our version of the Grove, like a big outdoor kind of big box / mall. It's called Tiger Town.
Great.
And there's a guy who is out there with a like a little battery powered amplifier, like you might see at a backyard comedy show. Oh, no. And he has a violin. And he is pretending to play the violin while violin music is blasting out of the amplifier. And he's like, that's my point.
I'm a big fan.
I am a huge fan.
Violin, but with a real violin.
He's got a real violin.
Fan.
And so now when you go on the Opelika and Auburn Facebook page, like people are posting videos of this guy playing, and then people who actually play the violin are like, this is bullshit. Like, they're so mad about it.
Violin people, very high strung.
I played violin when I was
bam.
a kid, and I feel like this is legit.
Yeah, and
he's an ex-violin player. I approve.
You approve. No, that's the thing. You're an ex-violin player. If you're still playing the violin as an adult person, you are not fun to be around.
The thing is, there's so many fucking posers out there. Dude. Everyone is trying to pretend they play the violin, and it's bullshit.
Well, so
did you even play in a quartet, bro?
So this dude
played a wedding, bro.
this dude is pulling down bank because every comment, whenever this gets posted, is someone just being like, I gave that guy $20, and they're just mad that they gave him money. And I'm like,
I mean, first of all, 20, that seems excessive.
Or like, whatever. You know,
they're not buying a CD or something.
Yeah.
20 seems like an excessive. So that's on you.
Right. Well, that's what they think.
A fiver would be the
fiver. There you go.
Yeah.
That's what you tip a street musician.
Well, people who gave him that amount of money are mad about it too. Like they're just like, I actually gave this guy money because I felt bad for him and I thought he was talented. And I'm like, first of all, literally everything you like is fake.
Yeah.
Like, name me a thing that's not, sports. And even that to some degree, the fucking refs are all paid off. We know this.
Oh, man, that player just got suspended for a season because he was gambling.
Yeah. There we go.
The game.
Yeah.
His Twitter response to that was hilarious.
Yeah, he only gambled $1,200.
He's like, it's only $1,200.
That's crazy. But that is psychotic.
Somebody put together a supercut of him playing where sometimes he'll like run forward and then just like try to dodge a player and then run back a couple yards and dive on the ground. It's like,
everybody's response is like $1,200 just cost you $11 million.
Millions of fucking dollars. Exactly. But, to my point, it's like, that is roughly, in an ethical way, at least, basically the same as the guy with the fake violin playing. Like,
absolutely.
It's the same goddamn thing. So the fact that you enjoyed the football game, despite the fact that you didn't know until now that dude was gambling and kind of like whatever.
Definitely running backwards when he was on offense.
I would love to. The supercut, he's just like doing the robot and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
You're 3 yards from the goal.
He should have just hit his wife. He would have only gotten like a couple of games back.
He's like, I would never.
But that was my point. I'm like, everything is fake. So if you enjoyed it and you gave the guy money, then guess what? You enjoyed it. And now that you can't go back and be mad now that it's, I mean, I guess you can. You won't give it to him again. He won't get you twice, maybe.
I am retroactively no longer entertained.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I got curious about this thing. I was like, I'll look into it. So I typed in like fake violin parking lot guy. And apparently this is a ring.
It's a ring.
It is a ring, and it is
just uncover.
And it is going on all over the country.
Wow.
From Arizona to Florida, California, Alabama, the whole there's fucking reports of this shit going on everywhere.
They must be in Santa Monica or something.
So apparently they
I'm stunned.
That's amazing.
They rotate. First of all, they travel in like a big minivan and they'll roll up and then they'll take turns throughout the week. Different people manning either violin and then in some cases accordion. So those Those are the two instruments usually.
Fake accordion.
That would maybe an electric one or something.
Maybe
but,
because like that's
if you're buttons, does it make any noise?
Yeah,
I guess
well,
it
absolutely
does.
Well, no, but there's
a bunch of holes in the back of it.
Well, no. There is a button on an accordion that just runs air straight through the bellows.
Okay.
So you could theoretically have your finger on that button. and
that
then
one
pretend to
button.
bullshit.
Okay.
Theoretically, I might be wrong. Tweet at me.
Because I know if you're not pressing anything and you just press an accordion together, it will make an ungodly noise.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the thing. They roll up into town. They'll I guess either live out of the van or get a hotel, and then they'll put out a sign with some sob story where it's just trying to pay my mom's rent, and then they'll pretend to play, and then
they must be pulling in a pretty decent amount of money.
Yeah,
definitely.
they're pulling in. And I looked in the pictures of all these people. They're different people. They all have the same verbiage on the sign. All the signs said all the signs are handwritten, but they all say just trying to pay my mom's rent, or wife and kids and no money, that kind of thing. And it's a ring. It's everywhere.
Wow.
I mean, I grew up on Haight Street in San Francisco, where everybody begs for money, and those were a lot. There were a couple of rings.
Yeah.
So I living there, I eventually figured out who's a legitimate street kid and who's part of a ring.
Yeah.
And I was just and I would see them sometimes when I worked. My aunt and uncle owned a coffee shop that was right below our apartment, so I started working at 6 a.m. And I would see them literally getting out of a Mercedes Benz and then come and sit on my front steps and beg for money.
Yeah.
I'm I'm not giving you shit. I just saw you get out of a Mercedes Benz. It's a nicer car than my parents do.
It's New York City. It's the St. Mark's crust punks. Not all of you came in on the fucking Metro North from Westchester from gigantic
or they would
fucking
come across
houses
from from Marin
to come here and live your punk rock drag fantasy. You're putting on crust punk drag and you're living your poor fantasy.
Yeah, you would see those kids on the weekends or at
Oh,
night.
yeah.
I'm so you took the train or the bus over here from Marin.
With this gorgeously groomed dog that you're trying to tell me is your
this is a
street dog.
Your street dog.
It's like a purebred Rottweiler,
This
gorgeous
terrier.
coat.
Yeah. This terrier that still has Totino's pizza breath. No, thank you. I'm not. But the ones you could tell who the legitimate, because you'd see them every day, all at different times of the day.
Totally.
Well, with all that said, I'm in favor of this. I love
why not?
going
Go for it.
and it's not
a busking ring.
But a fake busking ring is hilarious, and it's not even. They're not even seemingly doing it in big cities.
Yeah,
they're going to suburbs,
That's
places
funny.
Where I'm from, and hitting these giant one of those big places that's got an Old Navy and a Home Depot and a big outdoor area, and just making money hand over fist. And I'm this fucking rules because of how pissed everyone's getting. It's hilarious. This is from KETK, which is in East Texas. This is just from their Facebook here. Aaliyah Bidgood, which great name. They keep hanging out on the corner by Walmart. Lucky for them, we can inform them that pretty much every fast food place in the area is hiring, and we don't need to give them handouts. So glad we can help inform them of this, and they will soon be serving us our food.
Sure.
Kill yourself.
I'm they will...
If it's a ring, they don't give a shit about
They will
the
literally
fucking
go
fast
to
food.
one interstate exit down and go to the next Old Navy, and they'll do it again, and fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean we'll get a job? Oh, that's crazy because we make more money in a day than we would at a fucking week's.
Bingo. And you're dumb enough to fall for it.
Yeah.
So whatever, who cares? And then also, it's totally letting the mask slip of them being oh, they'll soon be serving us our food. And you're
Rivers, they don't wear masks.
No, they
These are
don't.
not-
No,
these
that's true. That's very true. But I just love that they're
It's also I always love that those types of people always have this fantasy of these people getting their comeuppance and serving them the food.
Yeah.
This is Back to the Future. Biff isn't going to buff your car.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah. This one is Michael M, and he is indeed holding a violin in his profile picture.
Oh, boy, yes.
I've never been mistaken for a fake. I got too much original style.
You put some stank on it.
I'm glad you were going to address the issue, however, as it is very simply to try to profit as a fake when the real musicians who spend years learning and perfecting the craft are looking for opportunities. It's go to the Home Depot.
Yeah, man.
Out there with your amp and your fucking real violin.
Every woman gets wet for my Chopin.
Chopin. I'm saying
know.
you go down.
That's just a
you,
name.
You go down there and challenge him to a fiddle contest like the devil, and the devil went down to Georgia. That's how you do that as a musician. That's
like, are you mad that you didn't think of it first, or are you mad that he's making money? Like, what are you mad at? And go do it yourself if it's so. Like,
are you competing for that sidewalk space right there?
I mean, unless he took your corner, then that's which is a legit beef. That's hood shit. Then don't be mad.
This was my favorite one. Lori P., one violin player here in Shreveport, doesn't even have strings on his violin.
That's hilarious.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
That's art.
No, listen to what he said. I said something about it to him, and he said, quote, "It's electric and it Bluetooths to my speaker."
Way to have an answer.
Mad respect. These strings are Bluetooth. I love it.
That's somebody who does crowd work. That's the Rosie Rosenberg of fake bluster violinists, because he's got an answer for everything.
That's remarkably impressive that you just have that in your back pocket.
It's Bluetooth, babe.
It's Bluetooth,
babe.
These strings aren't invisible; they're Bluetooth. You moron.
Yeah.
Don't you know how music works?
Wow. I just pulled up a video screen like I'm on an episode of Star Trek Discovery.
But by far the maddest person about all this was Dan Shearer, writing for the Green Valley, Arizona News. So this got a full fucking opinion piece, newspaper editorial written about it.
For the Green Valley. Oh,
this is from Arizona. I wrote in Wednesday's newsletter about a scam involving fake violin players panhandling at supermarket parking lots. I heard 2 of them were at Sprouts in Sahurita on Tuesday. I drove over as fast as I could. You're like,
do that investigative journalism,
you're like,
Dan.
How do you have this much fucking time?
He's an investigative journalist.
I guess.
He's not a care
Rivers,
in the fucking
job.
world. Just doesn't have a life. Doesn't have Netflix.
He's got to leave the newsroom and really dig down his story.
His YouTube channel's starting to grow.
So he goes over to where these people are playing, and he says, I proceeded to tell people who were approaching them that it's all fake. So there's like these people doing this, and there's just a crazy man being like,
fart smell like cauliflower. I'm mad about it.
I'm wondering if these are those like fucking not asshole. Like gypsies, but like that culture of like, there's like a group of like Americans who like who travel around and basically do scams.
Train hoppers.
Yeah, they had the
not like train hoppers, but they're like it's literally like
there was like a Eddie Izzard series about it on FX.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure
the Riches.
Yeah,
I loved that show. Yeah.
Law and Order did a ripped from the headlines TV show, an episode about it.
I love it when they be ripping.
Yeah, ripped from the headlines. Like, and there's like a group of people. It's not a very big group. It's maybe got 200 people in it.
Yeah.
So this guy's standing out in the parking lot telling people it's fake, and then he decides to go talk to the guy who's playing the violin. So I like that those were the order he went in. He says, I then approached the guy and said, I knew it wasn't him playing the violin, and asked, why are you lying to people? And his response surprised me. Italiano, no English. Awesome.
So good.
It's this type of reporting that lets me know that this is why he still works for the Green Valley News in Arizona and not for the New York Times. He's not a very good investigative journalist. He's sort of like he's willing to do the legwork, but he does not do it right.
Well, this is essentially
he's working harder, not smarter.
He's getting himself in the story. This is Gonzo
and he
at
doesn't
this point.
speak Italian.
Italiano, no English.
Could have helped further
in that exact accent, I'm sure.
Playing dumb is a great way to avoid responsibility, except that the language barrier ruse was just another lie, and I told him so. And I told him in English and perfectly passable Spanish, which is close enough to Italian.
It is close enough.
Yeah.
I also told him that.
Yeah, we'll get
it is.
That.
No, honestly, it is. So you could pick up on it.
Yeah. But
same romance language roots.
Yeah. So the guy ends up staying there until the guy picked up the violin and left, and just like yelling at anybody who would pass by.
There's a part I wish it was any other language. Like I told him in English and perfect Japanese.
American Sign Language.
In my perfect German, sprechen Sie Deutsch.
In my perfect Zulu.
Yeah, I spoke Gyoza to him. It's the language of Wakanda.
Yeah.
I spoke perfect Afrikaan.
Esperanto.
Yeah.
The last part says, if these people were legitimate, honest, and freely admitted to flat out begging, they'd have to change their signs to, quote, I pick up a quick tax-free $200 a day doing this. It's better than a real job because it's easy to emotionally manipulate you. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's fucking not.
That's
You gotta,
why
Oh
doing
my
it
God.
this way. So
These
he
are
wants
sounding
them to
like
be
breakup
honest.
posts.
You
like,
gotta be-
I've been emotionally manipulated by the violence.
Cheated on me.
yeah. And I'm like, what is entertainment if not emotional manipulation?
We were talking about buyer's remorse earlier.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
what
it
this
comes
is.
back to
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is.
I pretended my money was going to something I cared about, but now that I see it wasn't exactly my choice, fuck these people.
I got to tell you,
And it's like
Rivers.
if you got scammed by a scam artist, just take the L.
I mean, well, this is like barely a scam. This is
Not
just
yet.
entertainment. It's what it is.
And it's just busking. Like,
Yeah, it's like
It's not like they're getting scammed out of a life savings. It's like it's
Right.
$20. Like,
at most,
At
they're being
most.
generous.
what this is walking out of a magic show and going, you mean he didn't stab that woman with a sword in the
Yeah,
box?
exactly.
What? I wanted to see a skewered woman.
You're telling me Chris Angel didn't done cut that lady in half, then put her back together for real?
Are
like-
you telling me that she didn't disappear to the multiverse and then return? Well, I feel duped.
Wait a minute, it's morning and the Statue of Liberty is still there. David Copperfield lied. Like, yeah, man, it's a magic show. That's
You're
fine.
telling me David Copperfield is doing the same stuff every night and it's not unique to my experience?
David Blaine is a liar and a weirdo? That is
God.
insane.
No way. He put himself in ice.
Yeah.
I
Let
saw
me
it.
tell you,
That's magic.
he would do so much nonsense in New York. Like I remember those things
Yeah.
like being like in the news
Yeah.
of like getting up in the morning. It's like, well, David Blaine's doing something ridiculous today.
Yeah, David Blaine standing on a 60-foot pole with only 1 foot. He's going to do it
In
for
the middle of
7
Times
days.
Square. And I'll tell you, I would go to school and I'd pass by, but like, oh my God, there's David Blaine.
Yeah.
He's really up there
He's
doing
up
his
there
thing.
for 7 days.
But yeah, this is from What's Happening in Opelika and Auburn. This one is from Tiffany. That man in Tiger Town is just standing there talking to his kid while the violin was quote unquote still playing. Don't let him see you watching. And he will show you that he's faking. So I love that. Like he's so they're like
You
talking
couldn't
to.
tell unless you actually like watch him.
Yeah. Alicia says the guy in Tiger Town was just playing last weekend right outside of Best Buy. And I guess he forgot that the ads were going to play because an ad started to play over his loudspeaker.
That's all.
And we all saw him.
What
and
if
he
you
was-
just kept going like to like whatever the Spotify? That'd be incredible.
we saw
I'd
him.
give him more money.
We
I
saw-
love that he has a Spotify ad.
and he
with
won't.
ads for
It's like,
it.
dude, get the ad free because
Yeah.
you know
I've
it's
got
a good
ad-free
investment.
Spotify. I got an ad-free Spotify family plan right now.
Yeah, we all saw him scrambling to stop it from playing, and the few people that were out there then dispersed, myself included. So again, this is a person who is enjoying it, and then the last one is, and this person has the right attitude, Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine either way. I enjoyed her. I enjoyed hearing it, and at least he's out there hustling and trying. It's better.
Would you rather him be breaking into your car with a crowbar?
Yeah.
You don't have to keep calling me out like this. Jesus. All right.
But yeah, Sandra, she's got the right attitude until the last sentence where she's like, better than the fake homeless people at the exit ramps. And you're
yeah,
like,
almost.
oh, you were
she's got her.
almost
You were so
there.
close.
Got her group.
You
Baby, you were
almost
so
there.
close.
She was so close to just being a.
Yeah,
like,
she almost had the perfect attitude, which is who gives a shit. It's you if you enjoyed it, if you got emotion out of it. And I say this as a person who deeply loves a fake sport, and I've watched it every week since I was fucking 11. If you got something out of Macho Man versus the Ultimate Warrior, who gives a shit that they weren't really fighting?
Exactly.
Yeah, and
I mean, the way Ed yells at NBA 2K, you would think it was a legitimate game.
right, yeah, and
Like literally, like he's playing and he's just like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Aren't you controlling the player?"
yeah,
So, but he gets his enjoyment out of it. He goes away satisfied.
yeah.
He gets his anger out a little bit that way.
I love it. But yeah, that's the fake violin crisis sweeping the country.
That's amazing.
That's wild, Rivers.
I love it.